All right, Ben. I think we've been talking about this moment for a while, as we've gotten to know one another and we've seen how similar our mission is, which is to empower veteran job seekers through authentic use of AI. I mean, it's just amazing to see what you've done at Forces Horizon. And thanks again for reaching out to me initially. But, as we go down this path and learn more about our partnership and how we can empower this community, I think it's really important for them to understand what brought us to this moment. So if you could, Ben, really give us a quick background, what brought you to this moment, your service, etc.
Yeah, absolutely. So I was an officer in the British Army and left that in 2021, late 2021, and went straight into a role in finance. And I think one of the things that struck me as soon as I landed was that a lot of what I've been doing, particularly with senior NCOs, lent itself incredibly well to what I was doing in civilian life, but there was virtually no overlap. In terms of language. So, we'd be doing a lot of the same tasks and using a lot of the same skills, but there was not much in the job titles, either in service or in the banks or in there was any overlap. So I noticed that. And whilst I was in the role, we were also looking at ways that AI could be used to enhance algorithmic trading. And bearing in mind this was sort of pre the GPT explosion, um, I started thinking, well, maybe there's a way of bridging that language barrier because they're large language models. They draw from a huge amount of data. They can identify patterns and analogies, and that idea sort of grew and grew. And yeah, we started building it in earnest about 16 months ago, and have been iterating, improving, and expanding it ever since. And I've been aware of veteran hiring solutions for quite some time, and I think as an organization, even from the outside, it's one that I've admired, and I think that's for a number of reasons. I think it's partly because of the primary function, which is getting sort of veterans into roles, but I think there's another side to it, which is community building and sharing
Yeah.
those insights. And yeah, and you reply to my message, and here we are. And it just found out that you've got a keen interest in AI and how it can be used as well.
Well, it was, thank you for that. My background too, I'm a vet as well. I'm on the enlisted side. So, about 20 years of doing this, I've realized the same thing that leaders love the DNA of a veteran. They love what military service, what it instills in us, and they want to hire us. But the system of vetting talent or experience has become such a slim margin. If you don't go through the exact same courses or know the right language, it's really hard to get into that role, which the hiring manager wants you in. And I found through launching veteran hiring solutions and incorporating AI, just like you said, it opened up that sight aperture and it really helped that veteran one, with our training bot on helping them express that interest and how it relates to corporate America. But then with this partnership, being able to authentically integrate AI in the resume building and the resume creation is really helping that veteran build confidence too, because I don't know about you, but you're getting out and you're going, well, I've done this. I don't know what being an automatic rifleman is going to transition into corporate America, and having a safe space to build a resume or to vet federal jobs and then build a resume for that, I think is really going to empower the community. And then, with that partnership, them coming through there and then having that ability to train with our bot. So we all know in the military, you don't want to do anything without training, right? Safety first, train before every evolution is going to give them that confidence. And I think that's what's so unique. Why I was so excited when you reached out was every other corporate entity that I engage with that is invested in AI is investing in a way to remove humans. Hey, how do we lower our headcount by using AI? Where I think you and I are very similar in our approach where no, AI is there to empower the human. not replaceable.
Absolutely. I think that's one of the things that struck me when we first spoke, is that we both can see a path where in our space, AI can be a force multiplier for the talents that veterans already have and bring to the table. And also I think a sensitivity to how it's deployed because even in one's own life and career, it's possible to sort of replace oneself, if you see what I mean. I know it happens at a corporate level, but at the same time, you could just type into ChatGPT and say, can you create a resume for me? And it would do a reasonable job, but there's not much interaction, there's not much engagement. Unless you develop a really sophisticated contextual database and prompting system, it's not going to produce the same result. But arguably, I think worse is that it sort of removes you from the process. So I think that's something that we discussed very early on and agreed on.
Well, no, I agree. For us, because also what we're seeing on the resume building side is you're finding people that are saying, hey, all you have to do is tell us what branch of service, what your MOS was, and what your rank, and we'll build you a resume. And what I liked about your approach was, well, that's inauthentic. And that's not really highlighting the human, the uniqueness of you, right? That's putting you back in uniform as exactly that. Where the Forces Horizon side is, no, there's going to be some work on the front end to really inform the AI of you as a human. Yes, your military service, your rank, branches, but you as a human, what specifically you've invested in yourself and educated yourself and experience. And once you spend that 10 minutes, 5 or 10 minutes or 15 minutes, depending on breadth of service, now that AI is going to be that machine that's going to be able to build those specific resumes for specific roles, federal, civilian, or whatnot. And that's what really jumped out to me, because I think when we first communicated, I was like, oh, great. Like an Amazon one-click to buy button for resumes. I didn't understand the true values. No, if you spend that 10 minutes really telling that AI who you are and what makes you unique, it'll then amplify that message and empower you to get the right job. And I think that's what's really exciting.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I think, version one, so when we first started trialing this over a year ago now, it was that one-click option, and people like it if it's one click and it's easier. But the results that you'll get at the end of it, firstly, won't be as good. They won't be as in-depth. But I think also you won't have the same ownership of them.
Yeah.
No, it's yeah.
Well, isn't it like, every great lesson is felt is something I tell my kids. And, that's the same thing here. It's like, we believe selection works. We understand the value of hard work. It's like, well, why don't you put 10 minutes of just focused effort into something that will amplify your message forever? So, no, I think that's great. And I'm really excited that, now that this partnership is unfolding, we're able to announce it to the community, that it's just that we can continue to build that message and build that community of say, hey, what do you need? All right. Do you need AI that knows about you to help you build that resume and help you understand your value in the community? Great. Hey, do you need interview preparation before that interview happens? Hey, great. We've got it for you. And then also, hey, if once you've found your civilian job and you're now in that full transition, we have an AI that will help you understand culture and how to communicate effectively in corporate America. So, and all it's done not to replace, but to empower. And that's what makes me really excited about this partnership.